Boomage, what is up, everybody?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday.
That's right. And Daddy, happy birthday to you.
And Daddy, happy birthday to you.
Yep, those of y'all that follow along with us on Facebook, maybe you've seen that post by now. If not, but it was a picture from 2 years ago when we lived downtown in the rent house. And a lot has changed, ain't it?
Yeah, a lot has changed.
We used to see, them not as much when we lived in town. And, we never even at that point knew that we would be living off grid in a camper right here on the bluff close to Mom and Daddy.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how life, it's like a little river or something, it takes you downstream, and then, you might have a little branch that branches off and you might go down that for a while. And it's crazy. It made me really, really reflect because, something come up over there when we spent pretty good little, I don't know, maybe a little over an hour on Mom and Daddy's front porch. And it come up about my mom calling my youngest son, Alex. And I'm going to just stop right there for a second. I hope Ryan, Amberly, Alika, Alex, and Maylee, all five watch this. Because, there was a time that those five that I named off were me and Cynthia's world. And, and most of y'all that watch, your children are your world, As a parent, you're doing things for them and making sure they got this, that, and other, and going to school and all this. And then after they get out of school, you're still in their lives, and I'm glad for that. But the world ain't the same anymore for me and Cynthia. And it hasn't been for several years now. Fingers could be pointed or whatever. I mean, I'm not too proud to say, oh, it wasn't, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm sure there's plenty of things that the kids and others could point their finger at me. And I'll admit it, I've done a lot of bad decisions. Maybe didn't have the right words to say at this point, years ago or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I could think of anything. But I wrote something down and it just stuck with me. The world is not the same anymore. How do we get it back? Or can we? And at this point, I don't know if we could get it back. Because as time, marches on for all of us, people change. I'm sure all five of our children, the ages range from 30 to 21, their lives have changed. And we're not part of it. The oldest just had another baby, another grandbaby, another great grandbaby that me and Cynthia and my mom and dad don't get to see. I could get real dark real quick, and blame and point the fingers and all that. But each one of our children at this point are well old enough that they should be thinking for themselves and not letting others think for them. But something come up over there on the porch as we was spending time with Mom and Daddy and, just talking about all kinds of stuff. But come up that Mama had called Alex. I don't know why. Just, I guess, was thinking about him, whatever, and she calls him, no answer. Well, she said, well, he called back. And he even said that he was sorry that he hasn't, come seen him. I don't agree with that. I don't think that was a true, heartfelt sorry. Because it's been years since 4 of them, out of the 5 that I mentioned, have even seen their grandma and grandpa. And I don't care about if it's biological blood or nothing. That doesn't matter. Alec and Maylee, you know that you were loved. And you were treated just like all the other grandchildren from Mama and Daddy. They loved you and they still love you. But it breaks our hearts how whatever it was and whoever said it, that it stuck, boy, and rooted deep, that you would hold the grudge to the point that you're growing up and growing old and we're not part of your life. There's a lot of times that every time the subject comes up about the kids, we run from it because it hurts so bad. It bothers Cynthia differently than it does me. I'm not saying that I don't shed tears and haven't shed tears, because I sure have. I've hit my knees and gave the children over to the one that I trust, and that's Heavenly Father, our God, our Heavenly Father. Because I can't handle it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make anything better. Because we know that her mom, Cynthia's mom, has damaged the relationship with Cynthia's daughters, that she gave birth to them. She carried them for 9 months. She helped create them along with God's wonderful power to bring them into this world. But yet her mom gets all the glory. It's sad that people have to be a narcissist to make sure everybody revolves around them. And it doesn't matter, about anybody else. And then we all know kind of my story. It's an ex. The ex running their mouth saying this, that, and the other. And in return, we don't get to see no kids, no grandkids, nothing. So, the world has changed, as we all see it from day to day. In many different areas, the world has changed. Our world, your world, has changed. Whether it be you're older and you've lost your spouse, or you've lost a child, or you've lost your parents, you know what I mean, lost a good close friend, your world's changed. And we can't get that back. Once we lose someone, they're gone. From this earth, they're gone. And I'm like, how can we get this back? And then I'm like, or can we? I don't know. But I know who does. And that's how me and Cynthia, are able to keep living our life, living off grid, going truck camping and going visiting our friends that we've met through YouTube and stuff like that. That's how we keep going, because we don't dwell on, and it's something major. It's very major. When you watch your children grow up, and before they're grown, you get them ripped from you. So yeah, we got some scars that we could talk about. And this is probably the biggest. The biggest, the deepest scar. That's not really all the way healed. Because it really don't take a lot sometimes for it to just hurt. Just like it was freshly done. I mean, it's just good, the bad, the ugly, guys, right? Didn't see this coming, really. But one way to dadgum address it is hit it head on. Meet it. Meet it right there. So hold up a minute. Because, you know, our life is worth, your life is worth, we're worth something. And when people are so big of themselves that they think that you and whoever, and me and Cynthia, that we're really not that worth. We're not that important. Well, I beg to differ. So, you know, if anything, today, July 25th, 2023, I would ask that Ryan, Amberly, Alika, Alex, and Maylee somehow call, message, whatever would be better, I'm sure, if you call, but call my mom and my dad and wish Papa Bob a happy birthday. But you know what? I don't know if they will. I really and truly, we both of us don't really even know if they even watch us. But there was nothing else I was going to be able to sit down and talk about or do today, because this was first and foremost hitting it dead on, head on, right on, and get it over with. Because you know what? As you see, Cynthia's not said one word. She's a mama. She's a grandmama. But we wouldn't never know it, because we don't get to hear and hear of our children and them telling us, you know, oh, we got this going on, and oh, we did this, you know. The world's changed. Because I remember, and you do too, growing up, well, you had lived in an island, but people that lived in the States, guys, what did we do when we had our grandma and grandpas? We went to their house. And our uncles and aunts and cousins, it was all just one big thing, man. And then it's like when our grandparents died, that broke apart. And I'm guilty. I don't see my cousins. They're busy doing their own thing with their own families and stuff, which is good. But just know that we try our best every day to give a positive outlook on life and try to lift people up and just be funny and stupid, you know, sometimes. Yeah. We have to lift ourselves up too. Sometimes those being stupid and being funny or trying to be funny is for us to get our own selves to laugh. Because this world is not our home, and this world is not the same as we knew when we was growing up, and it's not going to be. But our world with our children, you know, it's still there. It's still like an unfinished business deal going on. And I know that we need to trust God's timing, because God's timing is perfect timing. So, you know, I don't want any kind of whatever from our children unless it's from their heart, unless they mean it. But we do love you. We always have loved you. All 5 of you. And we're proud of you for what the things that we do know. So, that's the deal today with the CNC. Are you gonna be able to say anything or no? It's okay.
I can't do it.
It's okay. Because when those precious memories come flowing in, you can't stop them. And we shouldn't. Because that's one good thing that we have as humans is those precious memories. But at times, guys, it feels like we've lost all 5 of our children to death. And thanks be to God that all 5 of our children are healthy as far as we know and doing good. So that's a blessing, and we thank God for that. Even if they're not in our lives or in my mom and dad's lives, it just breaks my heart that we've lost something as humans. And we can't go around claiming to be a Christian and raising your hand and shouting and hollering if you're doing this to God's children. We're God's children. My mom and dad's God's children. You can't go praise and worship God and then walk right out the building and, you know what I mean? You're still doing Satan's work, because this is Satan that wants to do this, destroy. So I don't know what else to say other than that, and but you know what? We're just going to pull up our britches and tighten our belt, lean on each other, because that's all we've got, and get through this like we always have. And we thank you for being there for us. It really helps. It really means a lot. So we're going to get out of here. Hope everyone has had an awesome day today when you watch this. And, whenever you watch it, we just hope you have an awesome day. We appreciate everyone. And, yeah, peace out. Love you guys. Yeah.